There can't be no light if darkness don't exist. He never left my side. He showed me the way out of all the storms raging at the sea. He gave me back my life. I owe him everything. Rejoice, rejoice, rejoice.
God bless you, relentless. This is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. All of you that are joining us, you are welcome. This is part 3 of our series on change. We began with change your perception, change your friends, and today we are dealing with change your spending. Change your spending, and we are in Matthew chapter 27, verse 3 to 10. But even before we get in there, help me thank God for our communications director, Lady Regina. Thank you for bringing the team together. We thank God for you, David Lee, Andre. God bless you. We are grateful. The journey ahead of us is quite long, and I want to make sure that I focus on releasing as much as I can release. You are welcome. We are delighted to see you. You bring joy to us every time we scroll and see your name. Please make a comment. I promise you we'll get back to you. Or if possible, write to us. We shall get back to you. Change your spending. And if you have a pen and a paper, all sales are not final. All sales are not final. Brothers and sisters, according to insurance industry statistics, of 100 people who start work at the age of 21 in USA, by the age of 65, one will be rich. Out of 100 of those who work at the age of 21, by the age of 65, out of the 100, one will be rich. 4 will be financially independent. 15 will have some money to put aside. And the other 80 will still be working, broke, dependent on pensions, or even dead. That is some outrageous statistics from insurance industry in USA. Now, the primary reason for financial problems in the life is lack of self-discipline and lack of self-control. It's the inability to delay gratification. The inability to delay gratification. So it's the tendency to spend everything that you earn, plus what you've borrowed, on supplemented credit cards. After a lifetime of work, the average family in America, listening to me, has a net worth of only $8,000. I repeat, after a lifetime of work, the average family listening to this message in America will have a net worth of only $8,000. Yet people continue to spend and borrow as if there is no tomorrow. But here is the good news. We are living in the most affluent time in all of our human history. The world has seen a remarkable rise in the number of millionaires. According to statistics, there are more millionaires who were created during COVID-19 than ever before in the history of mankind. The internet has transformed our world. If I need to learn Chinese, I don't need to go to China. All I do is I go to the World Wide Web, and I'm able to speak Korean. Listen to me again, brothers and sisters. I want you to understand that with just a click, you can access the wealth of information. You can learn a new skill. You can tap into global markets. And the barriers to entry for many fields have been lowered, and the potential for success has never been this greater. Brothers and sisters, all of you that are listening to me, I don't care if you're in Asia, if you're in Africa, if you're in South America, I have personally learned new skills on the internet. The web is a treasure trove of knowledge, and it's giving us countless courses, tutorials. You can go to so many, I don't want to call them by name because I'm not marketing any, but there's a lot of resources, from coding to digital marketing, from investing to personal development. The internet has something for everyone. So I want you to understand that anybody who takes advantage of online platforms will build a business, create content, and develop innovational skills that are going to solve problems. Even besides, we've got AI. You've got to understand that there is always a shift. In the 90s, I remember in the 90s when the internet came, people fought the internet and they thought it wasn't gonna stay, but the internet stayed and shifted the paradigm of mankind. AI has come and it's gonna shift, and if you are brilliant enough, so many jobs are going to become obsolete. But if you tap into this opportunity, you can become relevant. So I have never seen more people who have possibly achieved financial wealth than right now. The tools, the resources, the opportunities are at your fingertips, but you must decide, are you gonna go after it? I want you to take the first step relentless today. Embrace the possibility that this era offers something new, and you've got to be among those that are positioned to become millionaires. Now, listen to me. I'm talking about change your spending. Change your spending. In the book, The Millionaire Next Door by Thomas Stanley, it's discussed how the primary reason most adults have financial problems is not low earning, but low discipline and even lower ability to delay gratification. Your cash flow has been corrupted by childlike consciousness. I repeat, your cash flow has been corrupted by childlike consciousness. What am I trying to say? When you were a child and you received money, the first thing that you thought of doing was spending that money on candy. Now, it tasted good. You knew you were not supposed to have it, and the thought of it excited you. But as you grow older, you've developed a conditional response that is commonly known as conditioned response. You mentally salivate at the thought of spending this money on something sweet which you should not have, but it excites you. So now, as an adult, when you get money, you are wired to think, what can I buy to achieve pleasure? So this it's going to perpetuate a cycle of debt, because you now associate buying something with being happy. And when that doesn't work, you buy something else, because what you bought before never made you happy. So it becomes a perpetual cycle of debt. Because you must be rewired now from I'm happy to spend money to I'm happy to save money. That's my assignment today. I want to rewire your mindset from I'm happy to spend money to I'm happy to save money. Write that down. So I want you today, after this message, listen to me. Go and open an account. If you are living in some developed countries, open an account, not from every bank. Go and open from a credit union. Because if you overdraw, there's an overdraft with a fee. And most of these banks are going to charge you about $50. But as credit union has your interest. So I want you to open an account, and I want you to call this account self-determination. In Swahili, the word is kujichagulia. If you can open this account, and I want you to name it kujichagulia in Swahili, which translates to mean self-determination, because you are saying, I'm determined to be financially free. And I want this account because it isn't for a car. This account isn't for a house, but it's for your financial future freedom. When you open this account, even with just $40, it will start to activate the law of accumulation. If you can start that discipline, every great achievement is an accumulation of small achievements. So most financial analysts will tell you that to save 15 to 20% of your income, but most of you don't even tithe 10%. So we are going to start with 1%. This is a manageable amount because it requires minimal discipline and determination. I'm talking about change your spending. So let's say, for example, if at the end of the month you earn $1,000, 1% is $10. So per month, start at the end of every day. Put change in a box or a bag. Get a piggy bank. Put that change in there. And at the end of the month, if it's not the 1%, make the difference and put it in your account that you called kujichagulia. Self-discipline. Self-determination. So every month, I want you to increase by 1% so that a year from now, you saving up to 12% and living and tithing off the rest. I came with practical solutions today, relentless. Your attitude about spending and saving money will dramatically make a difference. People with no savings are always looking for something on sale. I repeat, people with no savings account are always on the internet, in the market, looking for coupons for something on sale. Don't sell your soul risking your destiny for shoes you found on sale. In our text, Matthew chapter 27, verse 3 to 10, Judas was the treasurer of the disciples. He oversaw the finances of the disciples. The problem, however, is that Judas operated it as a personal checking account and initiated no savings. Because you can have a personal checking account where you keep depositing your money or your paycheck, the money that you earn, or you can even have a savings account. So we see Judas in Matthew 27, 3 and 10 as the treasurer of the disciples. He is responsible for their finances. Now the problem I have with Judas is that he operated the finances out of his personal checking account and not the savings account. Why? Prove it to me, Pastor. Come on, just hang around. Look here, when they faced with a starving multitude of 5,000 people, there was no money. There was no money in the bank. They had been traveling for 3 years, but couldn't point to 6 months worth of savings. He can't trust you with a harvest if you can't identify who you want to help. Let me come down. Look at Mary. When Mary washed Jesus' feet, she used expensive perfume. Judas objected and said, we could have used that money. My God. But friends, listen to me. Your gift and offering should be leaving a footprint. Why? Because your gift and offering should be a testament to your faith, your dedication, and your love for God. It's not about the money. It's about the mark that you leave behind. So every act of generosity, every sacrifice is a step towards you building a legacy of financial faith and compassion. Listen to me. They went to Jesus and offered him silver. The enemy identified Judas's weakness because the enemy knew Judas is moved by silver. So why would he need money if he was the treasurer? Because the enemy knows where our vulnerabilities lie. But listen, I want to be delivered from dividends. I want to make a difference. We are called to life, liberty, and the pursuit of holiness, not just the pursuit of wealth. Judas had been with Jesus so long, he assumed Jesus would just get out of it. He never thought that this would be the end of it. But there is the truth. You are not going to always have it like that. Life is unpredictable. And our security should be in God and not in our possessions. Overwhelmed with grief, what did Judas do? The Bible says that after he betrayed Jesus and was given the silver, he threw the silver back at them. All sales are not final. Every time you see a coupon, every time you see something on discount, I want you to know it's not final. When Judas received the silver, he threw it back. We often talk about getting back what the devil stole, but today I'm giving back what you sold. The lies, the deceit, the empty promises, I'm returning them all because they bought a field of clay. The Bible says they bought a field of clay, not ground. It wasn't a field of soil. It was a field of clay where stuff can grow. But let me tell you this, clay is what I can create over what already exists. Now, they bought a field of clay because clay is moldable. Clay is shapeable. Clay, and it's ready for transformation. Just like clay in the potter's hands. Our lives can be reshaped and they can be renewed. We have the power to create. We have the power to build and to transform our circumstances. Just like clay, I want you to know you can transform your condition. So I want you to choose to make a difference. I want you to choose to leave a lasting print of faith and love. I want you to be delivered from the pursuit of temporary gains and embrace the eternal reward of living a life devoted to God. Remember, your offering should be a legacy, a testimony, and a light of hope. In the book, there is a book that is so famous that I once read and I loved it so much. I want to recommend it to everyone that is listening to me. The book is called Change Anything. Change Anything. It was written by Kerry Patterson. She did an intriguing experiment where she conducted two groups of kids being given a task for 10 minutes. And they were paid $10 for completing each assignment. In this book, Change Anything by Kelly Patterson, groups these two children, and along the way, these children were presented with temptations to spend their money. Now, the kids dreamed about what they would do with their money. They all completed the assignments, and before leaving, they passed through a stone. They passed through a place. It was built with stone, and it had different stores that were filled with overpriced toys. and candy. A bag of Skittles was $8, and it was overpriced because the candy that cost $1 was put at $15. Now listen to me. The first group emerged with an average of $13 left, while a few spent all their money. The second group of kids, according to this book, left with an average of $34 out of the $40. What they didn't know was that one group was spenders and the other was savers. Influences were at work. There are 6 powerful sources at work that can make you spend. But understanding them can also help you master your finances. And it's going to lead you to a life of abundance and freedom. Number one, personal motivation. The first group was spenders. The other one was savers. The spenders were allowed a sample. They were given a sample, a promotion, tapping into the existing desires and wants. The moment they walked into the store, they gave them a sample. And the moment they tasted the candy, they ran and bought the candy. Thinkers were encouraged to think about what they wanted. I want you to change your tactics, relentless. I want you to interrupt impulses by remembering your goals. When you feel the urge to spend, I want you to pause, visualize your dreams. See the bigger picture and let your goals guide your choices. Number one, personal motivation. Number two, personal ability. The savers were told to write down how much they saved or spent. However, the spenders were never taught this principle. Knowledge is power. I want you to track your expenses and savings rigorously. I want you to be aware, and I want you that your awareness breeds control. If you are aware and you have the impulse of spending, I want you to get a book and start recording your expenses. By understanding where your money goes, you can redirect it towards building your future. I once noticed that I was spending a lot of money in buying coffee every morning. Every morning and every evening, I would buy coffee. The cup of coffee costs $8 from the store that I would buy this cup of coffee. Now, every morning I spend $8. Every evening I spend $8. And I discovered I was doing it for months. So when I went and looked at my records, I'm like, I can't believe I'm spending this amount drinking coffee every day. Yet I could go to the store, buy the same coffee, and make it at home, carry a cup, and I would have saved a lot of money. Personal ability is number two. Number three, social motivation. Social motivation. Come on, relentless, hang around. Social motivation. Number three, bad habits are a social disease because we fall prey to what's in our social circle. I want you to surround yourself with people who inspire good financial habits. There's some people, I remember when I was still in my home country, I always would ask for money from some friends, and they would send me money. And then after 2 days, the money is gone. And I would ask, where did this money go? I would spend the money helping to feed people who wanted self-gratification. They wanted chips, they wanted chicken, they wanted to buy some meat, and I would like, okay, it's okay, you can go have what you want. Remember, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Choose wisely and let there be positive influence that's going to shape your financial behavior. Bad habits are a social disease, and you're going to fall prey of what's in your social circle. So you need people that are going to inspire positive financial habits. Number 4, social ability. Social ability. Now, in this study that was done among the savers and the spenders, what the guides did was a friend was planted in the savers group to tell them prices were outrageous. But the spenders had no such friend. Real change requires help. I want you to be able to seek out accountability partners. Find friends or mentors who will encourage you to make wise financial decisions. And it's these people who will support you, because their support can be the difference between falling into old habits and forging a new path. Number 5. Number 5 is structure motivation. The savers were paid in cash. The spenders used the card. I want you to change your tactic. A dear friend of mine told me, Ronnie, if possible, I want you to cut all those credit cards, because it's a trap. You link short-term rewards and punishment to a new habit. When you have a card, you are prepared to go and spend. Pay yourself first in cash and watch your savings grow. I want you to create a system that rewards your good habits and penalizes your poor choices. I want you to celebrate those small victories along the way to keep your motivation high. I can go deep on this, but because of time, I want you, let me just keep running. Number 6 is called structure ability. Spenders had candy on their wall. Savers didn't have candy. A change in environment is going to affect your choices. I want you to transform your environment to support your financial goals. Remove temptations that are going to lead to impulsive spending. I want you to create a space that's going to remind you of your objectives. And what are your objectives? You got to be filled with visuals and affirmations of your financial aspirations. Quickly, as I finish, look in Genesis 25 and verse 29. We look at Esau. He sells his birthright for a bowl of soup, because your taste is gonna fuel your desire. The enemy will begin to advertise your attractions to see if you are in the market for a mistake. I want you to declare today that if I go to a market, I'm not buying it. If I see it on the internet, I'm not buying it. I want you to tell yourself, if I receive the coupon in the mail, I'm not buying it. Just like Esau sold his birthright for a bowl of stew. I don't want you to trade your future for fleeting pleasure. The birthright in Genesis chapter 25 and verse 29 to 34 was the largest share. Not just material worth, but it was a spiritual position and a blessing for children. Now, Esau's decision is a prime example of conspicuous consumption. Yes, sir. I just came up with that word. Conspicuous consumption. Why? Sacrificing long-term blessings for immediate gratification. I want you to remember, brothers and sisters, that your decisions today shape your tomorrow. Your decisions today shape your tomorrow. If I want to see how you're going to look tomorrow, I'm going to see you today. The decisions you make today are what's going to affect how you're going to be tomorrow. If you begin saving today, it's not too late. Don't trade your birthright for a bowl of stew. Embrace the wisdom in delaying gratification and focus on the blessings and purpose that lies ahead. I want you to say with conviction, I'm not buying into temporary satisfaction. I'm investing in eternal significance. You have the power to rewrite your story. You have the power to be rich. You have the power to be wealthy. So I want you to shift from immediate indulgence to long-term prosperity. Let your life be a testament of wise choices. I want you to be driven by divine motivation, support by a nurturing environment of people that you build around you. Your future is bright. I want you to embrace it, but change your spending. I repeat, change your spending. God spent all he had on Jesus. So now you are saved, so you are not spent. You are saved, you are not spent. Save, don't spend. Let this be the day that you take control of your financial destiny. Change your spending habits today, not just for financial gain, but for a richer tomorrow. Remember, by 65, an average family in America will have $8,000 only. Remember, your birthright is more valuable than anything temporary. Invest in your future. Honor God with your resources. You have the power to transform your financial story. Let your journey be marked by discipline. I pray for wisdom. I pray for commitment. Take the first step now. Go and open a savings account. Start small, but dream big. Every dollar saved, every wise investment, every act of generosity is a seed planted in the garden of your future. Watch as these seeds grow into a bountiful blessings. I want you to rise with confidence because you can manage your money. I want you to believe God that you can manage your money. Even right now in these few minutes, I want you to pray with me these prayers. I want you to pray these prayers of declarations with me right now. I declare that I will not go to the mall every weekend. Help me, God, to find joy and contentment in the blessings I already have. Please, God, teach me to save and to seek satisfaction in you rather than in material possessions. I want you to pray, God, I declare that I do not have to buy every time I receive a coupon, every time I receive a discount. I do not have to spend. Grant me the self-control to resist unnecessary purchases. Remind me that true value is not found in bargains, but in wise stewardship. God, help me. If it means tearing up the credit card, I will do it. I declare my freedom from bondage of debt and impulsive spending. Every time I receive money, it doesn't stay in my pocket. Let me tell you something. There is a race where the moment you give them money, the money is going to circulate in their circle 18 times. And then there's another race where if you give them money, in the rest, the money will not even circulate one time. God, give me the courage to take drastic steps to secure my financial future. I'm praying that, God, I will not spend to please people who do not even like me. I'm tired of buying favors. Help me to build authentic relationships based on love and respect, not on what I can give materially. Teach me to value myself and seek connections that honor you. God, in exchange, bring friends that are not gonna like me for what I give them, but are gonna honor me for who I am. God, I declare that I will make wise spending choices. Guide me to use my resources for things that that truly matter and those that align to your will. Help me to prioritize my needs over my wants. I will invest in my future wisely. God, I pray that I will live a life of purpose, not driven by consumerism. I declare that my spending habits will reflect my commitments to meaningful and impactful living. I pray that God will grant you the discipline to manage your finances effectively. I pray that you will break free from every habit of spending. I pray that God will transform you to become a better steward. I'm standing on Proverbs chapter 21 and verse 20. The Bible says the wise store up choice food and olive oil, but fools gulp theirs down. In other words, God, I pray you grant me the wisdom to store up and invest in my future. I declare my future is bright. I pray that I will make choices that lead to lasting prosperity. Teach me to be a good steward. The Bible says in Proverbs chapter 13 and verse 11, dishonest money dwindles away, but whoever gathers money little by little makes it grow. I pray you'll gather your money, save little by little. Even if when you get the change, don't throw it away. Get a piggy bank. Find a way of saving. Bible says the rich rule over the poor and the borrower is a slave to the lender. I pray even right now that you will be broken from the bondage of debt. Bible says in Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 6 to 8, go to the ant, you sluggard, consider its way and be wise. It has no commander, no overseer, no ruler, yet it stores its provisions in summer and gathers its food in harvest. God, teach me to be diligent like the little ant. God, I pray that I will be diligent. Help me to store up for the future. Give me the foresight to prepare for times of need. My God, my time is fast spent. My time is fast spent, but change your spending. Change your spending relentless. Change your spending. I pray even right now that God will help you. God will help you. God will help you. Luke chapter 14 and verse 28. Suppose one of you wants to build a tower. Won't you first sit down and estimate the cost to see if you have enough money to complete it? God is saying plan and budget effectively. Use a plan. If you don't plan, you're planning to fail. God, I pray and I thank you for everyone that has been watching this broadcast. I pray you bless them. Let us have a habit of saving and non-spending. Give us grace and the discipline to save and not spend for the sake of our future. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to give your life to Jesus Christ even right now, make him the best steward over your life. It's only Christ that can guide you. Only Christ that can help you. Pray this prayer with me. Father, in Jesus' mighty name, I pray that you will change my heart. I receive Jesus as my personal Lord and Savior. Write my name in the book of life. Remove it from the book of death. Thank you, Jesus. If you've prayed that prayer, please write to us at connect at relentlessseed.org, and we shall get back to you. And if possible, visit www.joinrelentless.org. We shall write to you. Thank you so much. If you want to be a blessing to this ministry, you can be a blessing. Look below and you can find 3 different ways that you can give. Thank you. May God bless you, and God bless you indeed. Tomorrow it's going to be so powerful as we continue on our series, Brokenness. Be blessed.
Raging at the sea, he gave me back my life. I owe him everything. Rejoice, rejoice.